fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? I thought we could do a chatty get ready with me and just talk about life lately because it has been a few weeks since my last chatty get ready with me and a lot has been going on honestly, and there's something I really want to talk to you guys about. But before I start blabbering too much, let's just go ahead and jump on in. I thought that today I would use the new Love's Journey palette from Sydney Grace, which is such a pretty neutral palette. I did a little swatch party of all of the Christmas in July releases from Sydney Grace, and I've just been dying to get this on my eyes. But I'm gonna go ahead and do my skin first. So I'm gonna do a mixture of the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter in the shade 1 Fair and the Maybelline Super Stays 24 Hour Skin Tint in the shade 110. Originally, I thought this was the lightest shade because the display that I saw at Ulta, that was the lightest shade in it, but there's actually one that's a little bit lighter and more pink, but that's the perfect shade for me. So just throwing this on the skin, no rhyme or reason. Ooh, actually, before I start blending in the foundation, I'm also gonna go in with a little bit of the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer with some niacinamide. I've just been into using like the tiniest little amount of this on my nose to help my makeup stick there better, because that is where I sweat and where I put my sunglasses, and this primer actually helps a lot with that. Like I said, I really wanted to talk to you guys because if you've been watching my channel for a while, you would know that I had an Instagram account called Indie Makeup Spotlight, and that's where I would post all of the new indie makeup and sneak peeks and everything like that, all about indie makeup. My thought process was a long time ago when I used to do weekly new makeup releases, I was always searching for indie brands, and I thought, you know what, like what if there was something kind of like Trend Mood except all indie makeup, and I decided to make an Instagram account based on that idea, and I had a lot of fun doing it. And right now it is at about 55,000 followers. When I got really busy this last year, I kind of got away from posting constantly and it got put on the back burner, unfortunately. So the thing is that I ended up changing my phone number a few months ago, and since then I have been trying to get into the Indie Makeup Spotlight Instagram account and I cannot. I am locked out of it. I have the email, I have the correct password, but it will not let me in because I don't have the correct phone number. And I tried so many different ways to contact Instagram support, which is honestly virtually impossible. I tried to prove that it was me, but I just have gotten absolutely nowhere, unfortunately. And for a little bit there, I was pretty upset about it, and I just didn't really know what to do. Like, you know, when you work so hard towards something and you have to start over from scratch, it just sucks. So for a few weeks now, I've just been feeling disappointed and annoyed and, you know, all the feelings. And today I finally decided, you know what, like there's nothing I can do. Like I've tried so many ways. It is what it is. I think that I'm just gonna do my best to start over, as uncomfortable as that is, as frustrating as it is. So I really want to get back into it. I really enjoyed posting the new makeup releases and staying on all the indie brands. I had a lot of fun doing it. I miss it. So I went ahead and created a new Instagram account called The Indie Makeup Spotlight as opposed to Indie Makeup Spotlight. I wanted it to be similar so you guys could still find it and remember it. I didn't want to stray away from the original name that I chose too much, so I was trying to think of a way to do that, and the Indie Makeup Spotlight is just what I ended up coming up with. So basically, if you guys follow that Instagram account, if you know anyone who followed that Instagram account, the original one, and you would like to follow the new one, we'll have the info in my description box. And, you know, like no pressure at all, but if you want to share it, that would be absolutely amazing. I would appreciate it so much. I'm gonna do my best. We're starting over from scratch, but I'm pretty sure with y'all's help that we can make it happen. So by the way, I went in with the Thread Concealer in the shade 01 and just blended that out with my BK Beauty 212. Like, you cannot tell me that's not the most beautiful finish. I actually have like this tiny little dot of acne here, but I've discovered that I love the Natasha Denona concealer, not only for underneath the eyes because it does look beautiful there, but it has the perfect finish for spot concealing. I think just because it has like a slight like natural matte finish to it, that when I do have anything I want to cover up, it just does a really good job. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into the Rare Beauty bronzer stick in the shade Power Boost. Just gonna add a little bit of warmth and definition to my skin. Kind of want to just go for like a natural, very cream makeup look today. Yeah, I'm hopeful that the new Indie Makeup Spotlight will not be a flop, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So next, I know we're talking about life, but I just have to talk about this blush for a moment because it is so beautiful. This is the Flower Beauty Blush Balm in the shade Bubbly, and I feel like this is like the perfect glowy, pinky purple blush. Like if you've wanted that like perfect in between, I don't know, I'm just absolutely obsessed with how this looks on the cheeks. I feel like the applicator is really nice. It's very easy to control how much you drop out of the tube, unlike the Glossier blushes, which I have been enjoying, but they can be a little bit harder to control. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pop that on my cheeks, just a little bit above the bronzer. It's like just the prettiest in between of pink and purple. I cannot get enough. And it also just has like this beautiful glow to it. I don't know if you guys can see. Like, I've been wearing this constantly without a highlighter because I feel like you don't even need one. Actually, you know what? I think I might also go in with a little bit of the e.l.f. Halo Contour shade Fair. Just gonna squeeze a little bit of that out just to add bit more definition to my cheekbones. So anyways, other things that have been going on in my life. I feel like the most significant thing that's happened recently is that my partner was away for several weeks for work, and it was pretty strange. It was the longest time that we've been apart, and my son was out of school. Well, he still is out of school. It's summer, and it was kind of a crazy time. Like, I've been doing my absolute best to stay consistent here on YouTube, mostly because like the days were starting to run together and I kind of forgot what day was what, and I was just spending so much time in the house by myself. Like, all my conversations were with a 6-year-old, and eventually I did get out of my house, thank God, because I was going a little bit crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it has been a little bit difficult on my mental health, but it's also been kind of bittersweet because I feel like I've had like some perspective changes, and I just feel grateful for things that I didn't even notice before. I think like when you're with someone every single day and they're always doing these things for you, you can kind of get used to it and it doesn't like stand out as much. But then when you're like doing everything yourself, you see just how much you miss them and how much they take care of you. And it just made me like that much more grateful for my partner and the time that we do have together. So really quick, I'm going into the Matte For You brow palette from Sydney Grace. I have the shade Blonde, and I did already use this once before, and honestly, I'm loving it. So I'm gonna go ahead and use Blonde more towards the front of my brows, and I'm gonna use the shade Honey a little bit more towards the tail of my brows. It's almost kind of strange because like in the moment, I did feel kind of guilty for having so many feelings because, you know, I've had friends who like their husbands were gone when they were like giving birth to their child or like buying a house or just like doing all these crazy life events. So I felt guilty for struggling with just like normal everyday life. But I mean, I guess, you know, everyone handles things differently. And another thing that has happened recently, I don't know if this is weird to talk about online, but I had so much anxiety about this, so I thought I would just share. I decided to switch birth controls because the birth control that I was on previously, I just was not enjoying anymore. I was just having too many side effects I did not like. I decided to get an IUD because the one that I got lasts for 8 years and you don't have to remember to take it every day, anything like that. But I've heard horror stories of people getting it and like how much it hurts. And I actually saw a video on TikTok of this woman talking about how like when she had it done that it accidentally like tricked her body into thinking she was going into labor, and like she like had like the worst pain of her entire life. And obviously stories like that will freak you out. So I was anxious about that for weeks. And then I also had a terrible experience with the receptionist. I was having the worst trouble getting my appointment scheduled, and the receptionist, every time I called, was so rude, and I would just like get off the phone crying, and I don't know, it was just not fun. I don't want to go into all the details, but I just feel like I was not treated the way that a patient should be treated. And you guys know, like, I mean, I hope you guys know, like, I would never be unkind to someone that I'm talking to, like on the phone, customer service, anything like that. But I was pretty much fed up. But thankfully my doctor was able to get me in, and it ended up being not anywhere near as bad as what I thought in my head. But I think part of that is that I was like already prepared, already thinking the worst. Like I definitely did cramp a lot, and it wasn't like the funnest time of my life, but it could have been worse. And also my boyfriend took excellent care of me, made me breakfast in bed, dropped me off at my appointment, picked me up, brought me coffee, muffins. So, you know, I can't complain. I definitely just took it easy for a few days afterwards, and it's pretty cool because now I do not have to worry about it at all. I also did get a comment recently of someone saying like, oh, like I can absolutely see you're glowing, and I'm not talking about makeup. And I'm just like, girl, absolutely not. That is not my life right now. It always kind of blows my mind every time I get a comment of someone just assuming that I'm pregnant, because I'm like when are people gonna learn how rude that is? I'm just using the shade In My Heart here, just working it through my crease. Like I'm just the worst multitasker. It's so hard for me to like stay consistent and remember what I'm talking about and also do my makeup. But let's go into a little bit of the shade Steadfast Love. I think I'm gonna kind of stick to this middle row here because I thought these tones were absolutely beautiful. So just throwing a little bit of that in the outer V. So you guys, I did go see the new Barbie movie. I was so excited about it because I had a little Barbie date with Amanda from Makeup Just for Fun, and my little sister went as well. We went and got some food first, and we all dressed up as Barbies. Well, I wasn't sure what Barbie dressed up as, so I kind of just went like all pink, and I don't even have a picture of my outfit. We took a picture together, but I don't have it. It's on Amanda's phone, but basically I was wearing all pink, super cutesy everything. And I personally loved the movie. I didn't go into it with any expectations. I was just like, I'm here to enjoy the ride. I love a good Barbie movie. Actually, you know what it made me want to do? I wanted to go right home and watch Life Size. I think that's what it was called, the movie with Lindsay Lohan and Tyra Banks. Oh my God, I used to be obsessed with that. I don't know if my son will be into it, but I kind of want to watch it with him because it is a kid's movie. So yeah, I personally really enjoyed it. I thought that Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling did such a good job. I've got Ken's songs stuck in my head. And honestly, my favorite part of the entire movie, even though it's kind of silly, was the very last line. If you saw it, you know what I'm talking about. I was not expecting that. But it was kind of funny because the very next day after I watched the movie, my boyfriend came home from work and he said he overheard some women talking about the movie and they said that they didn't like it at all. And I was kind of shook because I was like, I thought it was amazing. Just me personally. I went in with Wistful on my inner corner, and I think I'm going to take a little bit of the shade Dinner Date just on my lid. I just love Sydney Grace's eyeshadows. Just no fuss, just they do what they gotta do. I actually went on their website for the Christmas in July sale because I wanted to grab some of their cream blushes and cream highlighters and cream bronzers to review for y'all, but by the time I made it on the website, they were already sold out. So I felt like a fail because I shared the sale with you guys. I knew everything, every day, what was happening, and I still missed what I wanted. So that is pretty much the eye look. I think it turned out cute. I know it's pretty simple, but I'm not mad at it at all. Ooh, my camera actually is flashing. That's about to die. So let me change the battery real quick before we move on. For mascara, I'm just gonna go into the Maybelline Falsies Surreal Mascara. I have the shade Black Brown, but I've just been obsessed with this. Like, I feel like it just looks so pretty. And honestly, it's kind of funny because at this point, like, when I'm washing my makeup off, my mascara comes off easier than my eyeshadow. I just really appreciate it because I hate at the end of the day when I go to wash off my makeup and I'm like pulling out my eyelashes trying to get the mascara off. So yeah, basically I'm pretty sure this is my holy grail mascara. It's kind of hard to use anything else at this point. Last but not least, for lips, I'm going to go into the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in the shade 012 Opal, which is such a pretty, sparkly, like pinky shade. And I actually have a funny story about this because when I went to the Barbie movie, I brought this as my lip gloss and I went to reapply it and Amanda was like, wait, and she looked into her purse and pulled out the exact same lip gloss. And I just thought it was so funny because can you imagine, between all the lip glosses that I have as a YouTuber, all the lip glosses that she has as a YouTuber, the percentage of the likelihood of us both pulling out the same exact lip gloss is like next to nothing. But this is a really good one. It's juicy, it smells good, it tastes good, it looks beautiful, it's affordable. Like, look at that. Alright y'all, so this is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this Chatty Get Ready with me. I hope you enjoyed getting to see a look with the Love's Journey palette, because I know quite a few of you commented on that video that you wanted to see some looks with the palettes. So here you go, look number 1, more coming soon. But that's everything. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!